I mean, it's just... Well, hello maidens and masters. Today I am gonna re-bleach my hair. As you can see, this is just stained this colour now, or possibly the bleach only went to orange last time, because what is the point of bleaching it to white if I'm going to put red back over the top of it? But it is definitely stained this kind of colour. It's stained up here, but I mean, I have been washing this with hot water and really cheap nasty shampoo to try and strip all the colour out as much as possible. I flipping hate it like this. So join me as I bleach. I'm not sure if I'm going to go for the shadow route or if I'm just going to do the whole lot. You'll find out. You probably know before me because you've seen the thumbnail picture. So join me as I section up my hair and get ready to bleach. So I've sectioned up some of my hair and I am going to start bleaching. I'll just section as I go because the lower parts I'm going to need to bleach up to about just maybe a little bit shy of an inch towards my head, and then come back and bleach them later because the heat from my head will make the bleach develop quicker and I don't want to end up with hot roots. So I am using Manic Panic Amplified 40 volume bleach. My hair is impervious to bleach. My hairdresser always used to freak out whenever she used to do my hair because she would leave it on for ages and nothing would happen. So I always use 40%. Do a strand test before you use any kind of bleach because you can't undo it. So always do your strand test. I know my hair is absolutely fine with this stuff. Yours may not be, okay? I got this from Kate's Clothing for about £12 a box, I think, and as always, there is a Kate's Clothing code down in the description box if you're watching this video in the future and that code has run out. There is always an active code in the description box of my most recent video. So this stuff is super easy. I've got the bleach powder here and the 40% cream developer. I've literally poured them into a jug together and mixed them up. I've made sure that I've well ventilated the room because it smells. And then once I've given it a thorough good mix, I'm just going to start applying it. Easy as pie. I have sectioned it up. I have bleached up to about an inch before my scalp, as you can see here. I haven't done this little top bit yet because that is where I need to do the real zigzags to get that shadow route and it look natural rather than it just being like a cut off line. So I've done the first section here, so I've done it so that the point comes up here and it will go down there. So the next section will go up, then down and up and down and all around my head. And hopefully it won't look too amateur. And then I will, once I've done that, I will bleach from the bottom up to the roots, up to about here, which is where I normally do it, so that from here down it is bleached right up to my scalp. And then I will probably put some on the ends as well, just to give them a bit more of a lift so that everything is hopefully lifted to the same colour. I'll see you in a minute. So I'm gonna wash it out now. I mean, some of it is still quite pink, but that doesn't matter. It's not like I'm going green or something like that. I am going red, so that is fine. Might need another bleach in a couple of weeks just to get those under processed bits, but I'm concerned that this is going to end up being massively over processed. So yeah, I'm going to rinse it out now. See you in a bit. I mean, so as I've not managed to do a decent job of the shadow route, it just looks crap this time. And we've got this. I've got the 30 volume out. I had one bottle left of the 30 volume. We're going to 30 volume the red bits. We're going to 30 volume the roots. We're going to 30 volume the weird orange ends. and pray to God my hair doesn't fall out. I mean, it's just... So we're back. This time I've got the 30 volume kit. This is slightly less strong than the bleach sachet and the developer. Bleach powder, developer. We're going to try again. We're going to try and get rid of all this red and these. We're just going to get rid of the roots. We're just going to do the lot. And we're going to try and get rid of the ends. And we're going to hope to Christ my hair doesn't fall out. So, don't want it to fall out. There wasn't enough bleach to do the ends, but to be honest, I think that would completely fry them. I can always just trim them off later. I give my hair a trim every month or so anyway, so they'll eventually all disappear, but pray for me. Okay. That's the big reveal. I literally haven't looked at it yet. Ready? Oh my word. Well, at least I don't have that weird black stripe down the middle anymore. It didn't take as much of the red out as I was hoping in these bits, but it's taken some out. It should be enough to take the red. Let's hope. I'll catch you tomorrow when we'll chuck the red on and we'll find out. So let's hope I've not it. So we're at day 2. This is how it came out. Let's hope it takes the red all right. It's yeah, I wore a beanie to do the school run because can you imagine if this was, you went to a hairdresser and you came up with this, you'd be horrified. So let's hope that the Manic Panic sorts it out. So to red it, I am going to be using Manic Panic Classic Cream in Vampire Red. I have many tubs of this. I reckon 2.5, maybe 3 will do it. We'll see. But stay tuned. Let's fingers crossed it doesn't look bloody awful. Obviously I had to get rid of the shadow root because it looked like a child had done it. So last time I managed to feather it in beautifully and this time I failed miserably, hence doing all of it. So it wasn't the plan to do all of it, but hey. So I had denied about it a couple of weeks ago because I've got quite a bit of grey coming through now and the grey doesn't take the red very well. The only thing that you can do is bleach the grey, but then I was like, oh no, it's going to be such a pain bleaching all of it. Serendipity. Sectioned, well, a bit. Let's do this. So, all red. It's just a waiting game now. I'm going to leave it on as long as possible. It is 12:15. I'm going to leave it on until at least 1:30, if not 1:45, because I've got to pick the kids up at 3. So I want to make sure I give myself enough time to get it washed out and, you know, make myself look nice. But yeah, at least an hour. I mean, I've been cleaning up. It's been on longer than this already. But yeah, because I was covered. So it's been on for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I'm going to wash it out now. Fingers crossed it's not patchy. Oh, I hope I haven't ruined it. Okay, I'll see you on the flip side. So now what you're seeing are the photos that I took the day after I dyed it. What you're not seeing is the footage that I took immediately after dyeing it because I accidentally deleted it. Yay! So yeah, there isn't any immediate post-dyeing footage, I'm afraid. This is why this was such a flipping disaster, and I haven't even got to the best bit yet. So I really liked it. As you can see, it does look really nice. Then there's some photos though of, I didn't like the way that where the red was immediately on my scalp and then went straight into my skin, it made my skin look very red. It looked like I had like a touch of sunburn, or you know, I just didn't like the way that it made my complexion look. But within 5 days I already had little roots like I have here. This is now 5 weeks later, in fact. It looks amazing. I really, really like the colour. It's a shame that the shadow root, I utterly screwed that up. I was trying to rush it too much because I had to go and get the children from school, and so I just didn't fade it enough. When I did it last time, it was a real process of really, really gently moving some of the bleach up the hair so that you got a really beautiful fade. It didn't look like that at all. It just looked slapped on in these weird zigzaggy bits. It looked like my daughter had done it. It was terrible. Hence why I ended up bleaching the lot of it. As a matter of fact, it actually made my scalp a lot better, because I got a terrible infection about 15 years ago. I lost all the skin on my head. It smelled, it dripped. I nearly lost all my hair. I was so lucky. It was like a year of treatment on my head. And actually, that bleaching it all seems to have sort of removed that top layer of skin, and it doesn't itch anymore. It doesn't itch anymore, which is amazing. So I'm really pleased about that. I don't know if you can tell though, but it is considerably shorter than it was in the initial after pictures. Because I managed to set it on fire. I mean, I go from one disaster to another, and then I literally set my hair on fire. I had to cut 2 inches off, and I now have this weird graduated bit here where I just burnt most of my hair off. I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky I wasn't burnt. I'm so lucky it was only a little bit at the front of my hair. It could have been 1,000 times worse, but I was cooking for my kids. I didn't have a hair bubble. I thought, I'm only doing a little pot of pasta. I went to grab something off the hob and my hair just flopped in the flame and up it went. I burnt off all my eyebrow on this side. Honestly, the amount of hair that I had to cut off because it just went yellow and like brittle, and it stank. It absolutely stank. I lost a lot of the baby hairs up here, and I actually had to re-dye it because I think the heat sort of took all the dye out. So a lot of it, although it felt okay, was, you know, damaged. So all in all, I completely did a number on my hair. In the grand scheme of things, it's really nice. It's a beautiful colour, but oh my god, it's just been an absolute ordeal, particularly the setting my hair on fire. It was really quite frightening, actually. It took me a couple of days to really process what had happened, and it was quite upsetting, really, because it really went up quite fast. It was upsetting, and I wouldn't wish it on anybody, but there you are. So the other thing is, because it's all red, whereas normally I've always had the shadow root, so I haven't really had much red that's around my face. It's always been that I've had a real ring of brown around my face. Washing my face every day, it made it go really pink very quickly. I've had to retouch it twice since I've dyed it. So that's in 5 weeks I've had to retouch it twice. The first time I just got a little bit that was in the bottom of a pot and one of those dinky little brushes, and I just went round here and did it. But the second time it had already really quite gone very pink here. There was definitely very pink round here, and I don't know whether it's when your scalp sweats or what. It seemed to be it was places where my hair would touch when I got hot, or like, you know, when you're sleeping, sort of this bit here, but it went very pink very quickly. I'm hoping the more times I put red on, the more stained it will become, and then the longer it will take before it starts to come out. But it's a learning curve because I've never had all red hair before. So yeah, in short, I screwed up the shadow root. I had to re-bleach my hair. I ended up with that ghastly custard colour. I set it on fire. I mean, but But yes, so, you know, I'm pleased with it, but oh my God, that was a disaster. So, thank you for joining me. In short, don't do what I did. Follow my previous video, which I will put up there. I did a much better job that time round. I just, yeah, this time utterly fudged it from start to finish. So remember, boys and girls, put your hair up when you're cooking. I was so lucky I wasn't wearing hairspray or mousse or anything like that. I just had a little bit of the coloured oil treatment that I put on it before I blow dry it, just to stop it being really, really dry. Yeah, because I think if I'd had hairspray on it or something, I could have been really severely badly burned. I was super duper lucky. I mean, it literally burnt all the hairs on the side of my face there, all my eyebrows. What was left I had to just cut because they were like yellow, and oh, it was, yeah, it was an ordeal, and I don't want to think about it anymore. So if you enjoyed that, give it a like, you know, or give it a dislike, it doesn't matter, it's all engagement. Please feel free to comment down below if you've done something. I'd love to hear your stories of how you guys have screwed your hair up, because we've all got a good tale to tell. If you'd like to hear more about my horrendous infection, then please, you know, comment down below. It's one hell of a story time. I don't have any photographs, thank God, because it was so upsetting, but I can walk you through how I lost all my skin on my head. Yeah, if you want that. I'm not sure I want to hear it, so remember to like this video, comment down below to discuss all the shit that's come up in this video. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell, and remember, people, stay heavy.